We got it. Okay, it's recording. Cool. So we have a few guests on here tonight. 3 people who promoted to some pretty awesome ranks last month. And so we are going to hear from them, their tips, all kinds of stuff. I prepared them with some questions, so they're going to be prepared with some good. So make sure that you get out your notebook, your pen, get ready to take some notes because your mind is going to be blown and you're going to be ready to get off this and work. All right, cool. So let's get started. NaiLea, hi. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome. Let me put you on speaker view. Cool. Okay, so this is NaiLea. She just promoted to double diamond, and I believe she's been in for only 60 days. So let's hear your story. Tell us a little bit about you, and yeah.
Hi, my name is NaiLea, and I actually joined back in 2013 for the first time. I moved really quickly up the ranks without knowing what I was doing. I was just very excited back in 2013, right? And I promoted to diamond in 2 months, and then double diamond in 3 months, and triple diamond in 5 months, and presidential diamond in 12 months. And I was doing great. I love the company. Everything was awesome, right? And then, you know, like after 4.5 years.
No, she's muted. Hold on. Sorry, they muted you.
There. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now I can.
Okay. So I went to presidential diamond in 12 months. And after that, like I felt stuck. My team felt stuck after 4.5 years, right? And instead of like me pushing forward, I looked around and I did what a lot of people do. And I moved to another company. And after that, I got pregnant. I couldn't use the products, so I couldn't do the company, and I failed, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this network marketing thing was not for me. And it was just luck the first time. Like I did good, but it was just luck. So I didn't do anything for like another 6 months. And then I found another company, right? So I was like, I'm going to give it another try. I tried it for another 2 months and my baby was born. Life happened, everything. And I just didn't do it. So then I was like, no, this definitely is not for me. I was just like a one-hit wonder, right? So later I kept on thinking about It Works just because I had so much fun with It Works. The products were amazing. I used every single product. I saw success with it. I saw that my team was successful too. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it was not that the grass was greener somewhere else, but I was just not watering my own grass enough. So I came back to It Works. I was very nervous. I came back this past January. I was very nervous, and I was thinking to myself, like, what are people gonna think about me? What are they gonna say? You know? She left. Like now she went to another company, and she came back. Like I was very nervous. I didn't know if people were going to follow me, if they were going to say no to me. I had no clue. But I decided to just go in full force, focus on myself and not what other people were going to say about me or think about me. And what I did, well, I don't know if you're going to ask me that later or not, but so from there, 30 days later, I went diamond. And then 60 days, I went double diamond. So you can do so many things in such a short amount of time. And actually, like this past check, I just saw the commissions, and they were like what triple diamonds make. You know, it was just crazy, and it happened like just so quick and in 2 months. So if you guys think that it's gonna take you a year, 2 years, 5 years, it could. And everyone's story is different. But once you decide that you're all in, like your life and your commissions can change in a matter of a month or two. So that's my story.
Yes, I love that so much. And I think my video is off. I don't know what's going on, but I love that. I love that you came back and you're killing it. 60 days, double diamond. I mean, that's insane. Congratulations, first off. That's amazing. Okay, so let's get into some nitty gritty tips. My first question for you is, how are you attracting people to join your business, and how are you getting customers?
So I've been doing everything from Facebook. And I know that many people say like, oh, well, she was a presidential diamond, like everyone came back with her, but that's really not true. Maybe I have two, three people that at the beginning they said yes and they came back, but there's so many brand new people that have been joining me. And I've been doing everything through just Facebook. So what I'm doing is, since I was like so afraid of what people were going to think of me and what they were going to say, and I didn't know how people were going to respond to me being back at It Works, or being like, oh, well, I tried that and it didn't work for me, because it doesn't work for everyone if that person's not working the business. You know what I mean? So I was a little afraid. So this time around, what I did was I kind of kept like the curiosity going. So I don't blast like it works, it works, it works, it works, because people don't want to see ads. So what I've been doing is I post about the coffee, I post about the greens, the chocolate, everything, but I word it a little different to keep people guessing. Like, they don't know that It Works, and if they did It Works back when I was doing it, we didn't have the coffee and we didn't have the detox. So I just say my coffee, my weight loss coffee with my chocolate detox. I don't call it greens. I just say my chocolate detox, and people love that. And people ask me like, hey, what are you doing right now? Oh my gosh, I want to know more about what you're doing. So that invites people to ask me, because if I just blast, I feel like if I just blast It Works, it works, it works, people go and they do their own research without asking me first. So that's what I've been doing. I post on my Instagram story, not Instagram story, my Facebook story. I post about It Works on my feed, but I keep it very private, kind of, to get people to ask me. I tell people like, leave an emoji below if you want to know more info, and then they hear it from me. You know what I mean? So I tell people like, hey, and then I start talking to them. I make a conversation, and I help them, whether they want to lose weight or they want to make money.
I love that. So tell me how important it is to be a product of the product, because I saw your picture, I think it was yesterday. You look amazing, and I know you're using the products. And so how is using the products yourself, how has that helped you?
Oh my gosh, so much. I used to be very into fitness, and I would compete and all that good stuff back when I was doing It Works at first. So I would always use the products. I would always rep. I would always do the cleanse, everything. So I think that whenever people see you taking the products and they see that you're having such a big difference, like, they're going to believe you. You know what I mean? Because the first thing that people ask is like, are you taking the products? You know, what are you taking? So right now I'm breastfeeding. I have a 9-month-old. So since I'm breastfeeding, my go-to products are the coffee and the chocolate detox, the greens. And I use that every single day. And people know that I use them. And when I give people information, I don't just like give them like a regular script, but I tell them like, hey, these are the products that I'm using. And then I kind of like post my results like through time, I guess, like on my Facebook and my stories. And people get to see what the products are doing for me and how they're helping me. So people want to know how you're feeling with the products, how they're changing your life. So that's what I'm doing, and that really helps me sell those two products the most.
Absolutely. Okay, so now for distributors, what kind of posts are you posting to attract those distributors? And do you offer the business to people? Like, do you reach out and message for people about business?
So like I said, I try to keep it very non-It Worksy, because a lot of times like people have misconceptions of the business, and I want to be the one talking to them. So I will post, I will post something like, oh my gosh, my team is exploding so much. I joined this day, and by now, my team grew by this many distributors, or so many people. I made like another post with all the people on my team who earned the 100 product credit, and I posted like all their pictures. I'll do stuff like that without blasting it out, you know what I mean? And then people are intrigued, and then they're like, hey, what are you doing? And then so I do those kind of posts. But then I also, if I see someone that I think would be really good at it, or someone that takes like really nice pictures or post like really nice things, not just like sharing the random videos, but actually like their Facebook looks really pretty, I reach out to them and I tell them like, hey, you know what, like I was looking at you, I've been thinking about you, and I think that you could be really great at what I do. And then they're like, hey, what do you do? I see that you're doing something online. And then I just tell them like, you know what, I use some amazing products, and I promote them online. And from there, like I just keep it going. I keep it very simple. I don't go into like, this is how much you're gonna make, this is how much blah blah blah. This, I just keep it very simple. I tell them that I'll be there to help them and guide them throughout the way, that we have an amazing team, that we have training videos. And people say yes, because the more simple you put it to them, they're more likely to say yes. If you overcomplicate it, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, no, that's too complicated. I can never tell someone else what she's telling me, because I'll never learn that. So they're gonna be learning like as they go.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're shouting other people out, they're like, okay, I want to be a part of that. No, I love that. Okay. So when we're talking to newer distributors, several of yours, I'm sure, on here, why do you think that consistency like this is so important, especially when you're starting out? And, because people are brand new, they don't have the results. They don't have that success. So what would you recommend to somebody how to stay consistent with that, and why that's important?
So I think that at the beginning, you just have to use other people's results and say, this is my friend, like use your upline's results. This is my friend, so-and-so, look at her results. I'm on my way to blah, 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 blah. Always say, I'm on my way. I'm about to be a Ruby this month. I'm about to earn my 100 product credit. I'm about to, just say what you're about to do. You don't have to have done it already, but always say where you're going, because people follow your vision. People want to do what you're doing, and if you're having success, they want to be part of that success too. And also, guys, at the beginning, I know that you can maybe even you feel that you're doing so much work, and you're posting and you're doing all these things, and then sometimes you see your check and it's your first month, guys, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I did so much work and I made this much. Like I can make more if I go to my job and work whatever, right? But you don't know that you're barely building your business. People are seeing everything that you're doing, and it takes people around 7 to 10 times to see something for them to even become a customer or a distributor. They have to see you. They have to see you. So if you quit right before that, you're never going to see that success. You have to keep going. And at the beginning, you're going to get paid less than what you're putting as far as like work. But later on, once you have established everything, you're going to get paid way more than what you're working for. Like if you ask any of your ambassador diamonds, presidential diamonds, even like diamonds and above, their checks, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe that I made all of this at a regular job. I could have never done it. But it's because they earned at the beginning. That was not it. It was consistency. And then all of a sudden, something's going to happen and your life is going to completely change, and you're going to be there doing the same thing that they're doing, making the same amount that they're making. So don't quit before that happens.
Yes, I love that. And it is easy to compare, especially when you're brand new. But just remember, everyone starts at the same exact spot. And girl, you're awesome. So leave us with one last tip that you would tell anyone that is maybe brand new, or maybe they saw their commissions check and they didn't necessarily like what they saw. Any last tip that you could give us?
If you did not like what you saw today, work harder. 2 months, guys. Like 2 months ago, I was not making any money. I had zero income, zero. And right now, when I saw my check, I was like, oh my gosh. But those 2 months, I worked like never before, I was messaging people. I was working behind the scenes. Like, it's not just about you posting. It's about you messaging, you following up, you doing all that work behind it. And all of a sudden, like 2 months can change your life, and you can be making way more than your regular job just in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Just believe in yourself, grow as a person, and be someone that people like to follow. Be someone that inspires others, and just go for it. Don't ever doubt yourself, because you have everything it takes to get to the next level. Just believe in yourself. And I think that that's the most important thing that you need to remember, that you can do it. If other people are doing it, why not you?
I love that. Thank you so much. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
You're going triple this month. So
Yes, thank you.
good vibes, girl. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, next up we've got Kara. Kara, where you at? Where's my girl?
I'm right here.
Oh, hey.
I have to follow that? Oh my goodness.
I know. Okay, Kara is on my team. I am proud to say that. But go ahead, introduce yourself, your story, and our new triple diamond.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Kara. Some of you may know me and may have heard my story before, so I'm sorry if you're hearing it again, but here I go. So Stacy and I went to high school together, and I saw her start It Works, and everyone hears that negative connotation with It Works or multi-level network marketing. And so I avoided Stacy like the plague. I'm sorry, Stacy. I love you. I made up for it. And I went to school. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with the comments. I went to UNLV, and I graduated with my hotel management degree. And then I moved to Park City, and I got a housekeeping manager job with Marriott. Ooh, I dropped the name of the company. I normally don't do that. So I thought I had made it, because Marriott is like, it's the #1 hotel brand in the world with all of their acquisitions. Anyways, irrelevant. So I got this housekeeping manager job. I had a degree. I thought I'd made it. I thought I was like the bee's knees, and I wasn't making enough money to cover all my expenses, because Park City, Utah is a really expensive town to live in. So I kept watching Stacy for years during the business, and finally, after being annoyed of not being able to get that raise that I asked for, I reached out to Stacy and I said, okay, tell me a little bit more about this business. We texted for 5 minutes, and then I sent her all my information and we signed up. I didn't go double diamond in 2 months. That's amazing. Way to go. But I actually started super slow. At least I thought I did. So I did the business, and I went all in, and I was able to go Ruby within 2 months. Ruby, what's up? And then after the Ruby, I was at Ruby for forever, because I didn't go diamond for until 9 months in, and then lost diamond, climbed my way back up, got it back, went double in January, and then triple in March, 2 months later. So I'm really excited, and that's my story, and prelims were awesome.
And now she is getting married next month.
Oh yeah, I'm engaged. Yes. And I'm getting married in Hawaii, and my paycheck that I just got is literally going to pay for everything. Oh my gosh, I'm so mind blown. This is just a side note. I remember when I first started, and I saw the income chart, and I saw that Stacy was presidential, so I put 2 and 2 together, looked at the income chart, and I was like, okay, she's making averaging $16,000 a month. That's freaking crazy. And everyone I told that I started this business was super skeptical. No supporters. Well, my fiance just supports me, but he actually admitted today that he supported me but was skeptical. He never told me that until today. And so I called my dad, was the biggest skeptic, and I just started and I said, Dad, this is what I'm doing. You probably heard of Stacy Rapp because we grew up together, blah, blah, blah. She's making this much a month. She's like, my dad was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, that would be pretty cool if you did that. And like totally skeptical. And I just believed it. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make $16,000 a month and I'm going to be able to travel all over and just do whatever I want. And if I want to come home to Henderson, I can do it. And he's like, yeah, that'll be really cool. Well, I texted him how much I made this month. And I run 3 accounts, my mom's, my fiance's, and mine. And I combined it, I totaled it up, and I texted to my dad. And he was just completely blown away. He said, I bet you never made that much shit at Marriott. And I was like, I sure didn't. Oh, I quit my job 6 months later. I forgot to tell that. That's my story.
Oh, I just love you so much. So, Kara, just a little bit. She is like an angel that came into my life, so positive. She is not a mom yet, and so I actually want to ask you this first question. Since you're not a mom, you like must work 24/7, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
What is your daily schedule? Like, what does it look like as far as like business goes? What does that look like for you?
So I kind of want to answer this question before I quit my job, because one of the biggest sorry, I'm going to call you out, people, everyone, excuses that I hear the most is I don't have time. And I just don't buy that excuse, because there's always time that can be made in the day. So before I quit my job, I was doing this business for 6 months. And I was a full-time manager for Marriott, working 60 plus hours a week. Like, they owned me. So what I would do is, at first, I wasn't big on personal development. I will fully admit that. I always admit that. But the moment I got into it, it changed my life. But before, I didn't really do a ton of personal development. I would work my business on my breaks. So I'd take a 15-minute break and sit in a stairwell, hiding from my managers above me. And I would just work on my phone and respond to messages. And then at night is when I did most of my work. So before I went to bed, I would just put in a solid hour of messaging, making sure I got a post in. And throughout the day on my breaks is when I would load up my story too. So there's always time that you can throw in, that you can throw in your work for your business. At night is when I would plan my stories for the next day. So that way I had them in my notes to just throw in it during my 15-minute breaks. So that way I wasn't wasting that 15 minutes looking for something to post. I already had it pre-planned. But now that I do this full time, the first thing I do when I wake up is personal development. That's just hands down the first thing I do. And I spend at least 30 minutes to an hour doing it. I like to get ready every day, because Stacy kind of inspired me to do this. She made a goal a couple months ago to get ready every single day. And so I copied her and did it too, because it actually makes you feel super good. And you have no excuses to not like show your face on social media because you got ready. And while I'm getting ready is when I listen to my personal development, like an Audible book or a YouTube or a podcast. And then I come downstairs into my office and I'll just get to messaging, doing my follow-ups and all that jazz. And throughout the day, I just make sure I'm throwing on a story. So really stay focused.
Yeah. So how do you, because you don't have kids, like what do you post about? If it's not all about it works, what do you post about?
That's a great question. And so that's also something I learned on one of these Monday night trainings, because I get on training every single Monday. Like, I'm going to preach about training. It's really important. But one of the things I heard about on trainings was to figure out the 5 things that define you and not it works. Like 5 things that are not it works. And you should incorporate those 5 things daily into your story, into your posts. And so I sat down. It took me a minute to figure out those 5 things. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so boring. But I figured it out. So I wrote down the 5 things I enjoy, which are, well, they change all the time. Right now, it's wedding planning. It's snowboarding, which just ended yesterday. Sad face. It's food, sugar, and my fiance. Well, I mean, they're always changing. So there's a lot of different things that I like to incorporate. And then, Yeah, sometimes I get jealous of people who have kids because I'm like, oh my gosh, you have such good stuff to post. Like, your kids are so cute. But I had to figure out something else because I don't have kids. So I really tried to post something about like wedding planning, even though I'm completely procrastinating that, and snowboarding and just my life. And now I got to start training for a marathon. So that's going to be really big on my story.
Yes, I love it. Okay. Isn't it crazy? We all have different lives. We're kidless, school, full-time job, but we all make it happen. So I love that. Okay, so how are you attracting people to join your team, or how are you getting customers? Because you obviously use the products, but you don't have this like huge weight loss transformation, So like, what are you doing to build masses of customers?
Yeah, I really like that because so when I first started, I decided that I wanted to try all of the products, obviously not all at once or I would break the bank, but I wanted to be able to explain any product if anyone asked me about them. So I'm a big advocate of the auto ship. Sorry, I'm just going to throw that in there too, because each month.
It is law.
Yeah, for real. And the thing is, Stacy enrolled me and she never said anything about the auto ship to me. Like, we didn't have to have that conversation. It was just kind of like a duh. Like, you got to know the product you're selling. So I each month would change my auto ship based on what I wanted to try. And within a few months, I got to try them all. And that $100 shopping spree helped too. So I'm not going to lie though. When I first started, I had like a breakdown. Stacey never knew this, with my fiance, who was my boyfriend at the time. And I was like, I don't have weight to lose. Like, this is so difficult, like getting customers. And if I had a weight loss journey, I'd get so many more customers. Wow, woohoo, boohoo me. But the mindset was all wrong. Like, that's why I wasn't attracting customers, because in my head, I was literally telling myself, I can't get customers because I don't have a weight loss journey. And that was stupid. So once I changed that mindset, I was able to use my enroller's weight loss journey. I was able to use her enroller's weight loss journey. And now I have my mom's weight loss journey, which is just awesome. She lost 33 pounds on keto, guys. It's great. But yeah, so utilizing other people's. And then when collagen came out, that was a big game changer for me. That's my favorite product. Hands down, my fiance and I drink it every single night. It's usually always on my story. And it's my favorite product. So I finally have a before and after with collagen.
Yes. So for those of you who are new, or maybe you haven't found a product that you've completely fallen in love with, find it. Find that. All you need is that one product that you are consistently using every single day. I know, I see Kara's story. Her and her fiance are cheersing to the collagen like every single night. It's consistent, like clockwork. And for me, every single morning, you will see my Insta story of me brewing that coffee every single morning. So find that one product and use it consistently. Cool. Awesome. Now, as far as distributors, how are you attracting them? What kinds of posts are you using? Are you sending messages, or are you waiting for people to come to you?
No. That's a joke. Sorry. So, the way I attract people, customers, and distributors, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm a copycat. Like, that's just what's worked for me. And I've started to be less of a copycat, but since I started because I watched Stacy and what she was doing. Stacy posts every single day. And she always posts like a cute picture, and then in her caption it says something about the business. And so I copy her because she makes a lot of money. She's a high rank, and that's what I want to be. So that's what I do. I'm a copycat. So what I did was I found a couple of high leaders that are distributors. That made no sense. High leaders in the company. And I get nervous, guys. Sorry. So I found some that I relate with, and I follow them on Instagram. Instagram's my jam, and I copy what they do. So, like, I'll steal their stories, or I'll steal their captions, and I'll make it me, because you don't want to copy exactly what someone posts, and you just make it you. And my biggest thing is doing like what Stacy does is post a cute picture, and then the caption being a business post. And then I message all of those likes because they opened the door to liking my picture. So you like my picture, I'm going to be dropping in your DMs it's your fault, sorry. But it works. And, you know, I get a ton of no's. Like, I'm not some anomaly. I get so many no's. And as I was thinking about what I would say tonight, because I get really nervous and overthink, I was thinking what I could say to, anyways, I was thinking about my past and with this company. And I remember like 2 months into the business, Stacy and Christy invited me to be on this Zoom as a Ruby. And I was like, oh my gosh, why do they want me on here? And it was because they noticed that I'm so positive and that I get a ton of no's, but I deal with the no's and I don't complain. And I never recognized that in myself, but they pointed it out. And so I don't know, I guess I'm good at taking notes, but I want to share something real quick. Sorry, Stacy. So I'm reading this book called Go for No, and I really strongly suggest it to every single distributor, especially when you're first starting out, because it talks about your relationship with hearing the word no. And I think it's really super important that everyone has a good relationship with hearing no, because you're going to hear it a lot. So it involves getting a thicker skin with no. And they talk about that your reaction to getting no and yes needs to come pretty similar. So that way you can keep going, because I feel like when a lot of people, lately I've been getting a lot of texts from my distributors saying, oh, a lot of people say no, I'm getting a lot of no's, and they're getting discouraged and they don't want to keep going. But you're going to get so many no's, so you have to just have that end goal and long-term mindset. But this really stood out to me today in my personal development, so get ready. Okay, it said, fear of rejection is a sign that you're placing a higher value on your fear of looking bad in front of other people than you are on making an impact on someone else's life. It's saying, I place a higher value on how I look than I do on impacting others' lives and making a difference on the planet. That's like super harsh, and a lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's true. Yeah, that's saying go for no. Sorry, I get distracted by those comments. So you really just kind of, what it comes down to is just getting over yourself and realizing what you have your hands on. You're helping other people. You're not doing anything to annoy them. And if they get annoyed, shame on them. You don't need them in your friends group. Like, you aren't doing anything to hurt anyone. You're helping them with a business to make money, or you're helping them lose weight and get healthier. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, so just get over yourself and send those messages, because it's not up to you to decide if they get this business or not. You have to share that opportunity.
Amen, sister. That was just bomb.com. Okay, go for no, everybody. If you did not hear that book, buy it. It's so true, though, because, I mean, I'm an ambassador diamond now, and I'm going to tell you, this week I've gotten more no's than ever before. And I'm like, what? That's weird. But I'm about to get a bunch of yeses. That's just how the business works. If you don't hear a no, then you're just amazing. I don't know. But you will find that yes. And if you just keep going and you have that right mindset, you'll be fine. Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Kara.
Of course.
Okay. Let's see. What else do I want to ask you? Okay. Just give us one last tip that you would maybe tell somebody brand new who has just started. What is one thing or a couple things that you would tell them?
Okay, so 2 things that I'm gonna go with 2. Sorry, I can't go with 1. 2 things that notes, guys. I just really wanted to bring the fire here. So 2 things that I feel like are really huge to have success with this business and have a long-term mindset is taking quitting completely off the table. From the moment I started this business, I told myself that if Stacy was making this much or anyone else was making more, that I could do it too. And you guys, I'm very shy, and like, this is not my jam. And even my whole family's just like shocked that I've done so well with this business, because I gave myself no other choice. I told myself, I'm not quitting. And if anyone else can do it, I can do it too. And so I really believe truly that anyone can be successful with this business. You just have to take quitting off the table. And I feel like too many people start this business with a quitter's mindset of thinking, well, if this doesn't work out in a couple months, I'll just quit. No, that's not how it should be, because you guys, if I had that mindset, I would have quit after 6 months because I was still only a ruby. And now I'm a triple diamond, which is just, oh my gosh, so crazy. So you have to take quitting completely off the table and just make it work. You have to do the work though. So the biggest thing I think that we forget is, or sometimes, is follow-up. Like fortune is in the follow-up. We all say you have to do it. So I'm gonna read you another thing that I read in Go for Notre Dame. Great book, everyone should get it. Okay, listen up. Sales statistics. 44% of salespeople give up after hearing one no. 22% give up after hearing a second no. 14% give up after hearing a third no. And 12% more give up after hearing a fourth no. This means 92% of all salespeople, which includes us, gives up after hearing only 4 no's from a prospect. 60% of all customers say no 4 times before they finally say yes. So people are gonna say no. You really gotta get a good relationship with no, because they're gonna come around and say yes. I mean, people who have been doing this for 5 years, like Stacey, I'm sure she has seen so many people who said no to her come around and eventually say yes. I was one of them. So if Stacey had given up after 4 years, she wouldn't have this triple diamond on her team. So stop quitting and stop making no's ruin your life.
Oh, I love you, Kara. You are amazing. Seriously, if you meet Kara, this is how she is in her life. So positive, just amazing. So happy to have you on this journey. And congrats again, especially on your paycheck. I know what it is. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Okay, last up, we've got Caroline. Where is she? Oh, hey, girl.
Hi.
How are you? New
I'm good.
diamond.
Hello.
Okay, so if you want to just share with us your story and all that real quick first, that'd be awesome.
So my name's Caroline. I don't know if you guys know my story at all, but I am an Army wife. I have 3 kids. My husband's gone a lot. So it's usually just me and the kids a lot of the time. I joined this business about 2.5 years ago. And I really just joined. We were living in Hawaii at the time, and Hawaii is really expensive to live in. And I was just tired of always taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. I was tired of, having to whip out the credit card if something unexpected came up, or even just like, taking forever to buy groceries because you're in the grocery store, like adding up all the numbers. And I just wanted life to be easier for us. I didn't want to fight about money anymore. I didn't want to stress about money anymore. And I met a girl, like a fellow Army wife in Hawaii. And I saw her posting about this stuff. I really had no idea what I didn't know what Networks was. Like, I really didn't even know what network marketing was. But I just saw her making money on social media, and I was like, okay, well, I'm on social media at night. Like, why can't I talk to people and make money? So I reached out to her, and it really didn't take that much convincing because I was already convinced in my mind that I was going to do it. I used our credit card to buy the starter kit because we really didn't have the extra $100. And then I made sure to sell my wraps when I got them in to pay it back off. And I haven't really had a very fast journey, I don't think. But I've been very steady, kind of like the tortoise and the hare. Like, I've just always had my sights on going forward. And I've never looked back, and I really try not to look side to side. I've just always had my sights set on, okay, I hit this, now what's next? Now what's next? And I never even thought about, like stopping. I was just like, okay, well, let's just keep going. Like, this is fun. I can do this. Like, let's just see what's next. So, let's see, it took me about a year to go diamond. And then it took me about another year to go double diamond. And then I was at conference this year, and I was just like, this is the last year that I'm ever sitting in these seats. Like, I'm sick of being here. Like, I'm going to be in VIP next event that I go to, because I'm just sick of being in these seats. And I know that I deserve, and our team deserves, like, to have that section down there. And so I just decided that it was time, and I just got to work harder than I had before. And that's really all it was. I just worked harder, and I decided that it was our time. And I went triple last month.
Yes, congrats. That's amazing. It's going to feel so good when you can finally sit in VIP. I remember that first time. So awesome. Okay, so you're a busy mom, and you said your husband's gone a lot. So take us through your day-to-day. Like, how do you work your business every day?
I really, truly, well, first of all, like, when I made this decision to, to really promote and go triple, I made a commitment to wake up early every morning, earlier than I usually had. So on weekday mornings, I wake up at like 5:30, and that's when I get in my personal development. I journal. I'm really big on journaling. I don't remember who I heard started doing it, but I was like, I'm gonna do it, and everything that I've journaled so far has happened, you guys. So something about journaling is awesome. So I journal. There's a mosquito in front of me. That's when I send out all of my kind of like messages getting me ready for the day, so that I'm not trying to get out messages during the day. I'm replying to them. So I'm really big on host to post. So that's when I send out all of my messages, like asking for host to post. That's when I send out usually my messages for, offering the business. And that is what and now I just totally forgot. Oh, and when I check in on my team, I like to do that first thing in the morning, so that I kind of like have that ready. Then the rest of my day starts, and I really work my business in the pockets of my day. I don't have like a super set schedule, because it just doesn't work for my life right now. But I have certain tasks that I have to get done every day, and I either get them done if I have 30 free minutes here, or if I have 10 free minutes here. I'm getting something done. Yeah. So my journaling that I do, I just keep it really simple. I do 5 statements of gratitude and 5 affirmations. So just any 5 random things that I'm grateful for that morning, and 5 affirmations for my day. But I really just work in the slivers of my day. Like, when I'm, when the kids are sitting down eating lunch, I will follow 200 people on Instagram. When I go take like a pee break, if I can do it by myself, then I'll go throw a post up. It's just about just doing it, really. And then if I don't get anything done during the day, like today was kind of crazy. It's the first day of spring break. I'm kind of adjusting to having all my kids home all day again. And then I'll just stay up an hour later at night, and I'll just do it, because that's what it takes.
Because it's important to you, and you make your business a priority, and that is why you are a triple diamond. Awesome. Okay, there are a few questions, and I'll get to them in a second, guys. But I want to ask you, how are you attracting people to join your team, or how are you getting the customers? Like the posting, messaging, what are you doing specifically?
So a few different things. Like I said, I'm really big on host to post, and whenever I have a host to post that blows up, I always go back to that person who hosted the post for me, and I'm like, hey girl, like, I don't know if you noticed this, but this post that you just did is getting so much interaction. Like, you definitely have a market for this. Have you ever thought about, doing what I do and making some extra income from your phone? And a lot of the times they'll be like, no, but like, yeah, it is kind of crazy. I didn't think that many people would be interested in it. And then we kind of like go have a conversation from there. Let me see. I took notes too, because I was nervous. I ask people who are following me. I ask people who view, like, I'll go through and see who views my stories, and I just send them a message, and I just keep it very direct and to the point. I'm just like, hey, I've been following you for a little bit. I think that, your posts are great, and I think you seem really fun, and that you'd be great at what I do. Have you ever thought about making some extra income from your phone? And sometimes they say no, and sometimes they say yeah, or I don't know what you do, but at least you're getting in the door, and like you're planting that seed. And even if they say no, they're still going to be watching you. They're still going to be watching your posts. And I can't tell you how many times like I've offered the business to somebody and they've said, no, thanks, I'm not interested. And then they come back like a month or 2 months or even 6 months later, and something in their life has changed. And now they're interested because they've been watching me that whole time. And they've seen me progress and they've seen me stay with it. And that's kind of another thing is like, you want to be the person you want to be like the last man standing. Like, you want to be the person that somebody thinks of when their life does change, because people's lives change every 6 months. They get pregnant, they they need to move or whatever, they lose their job. So you want to be that consistent person on their page or in their mind that they turn to and immediately think of when their life changes and they need an answer or they need a solution. You want them to think of you. So you have to still be there for them to think of you.
Yes, so true. That is so true, though, because life changes all the time. And so just because they say no now does not mean they're going to say no later, like many of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as host to post, I do want to ask, are you just going off your friends list, or is it people in Messenger that are like online now and you're just asking like, hey, will you give me a favor type thing?
Yeah. So I kind of do a little bit of a mixture. Sometimes I'll do a post, like we usually do a giveaway, some sort of giveaway as an incentive for people to host a post. And then, so sometimes I'll go from that post. Sometimes I'll just go and see, like the little green circle, see who's active, and I'll send them messages. Sometimes I will go to a post that I put up recently that doesn't really have to do with the business, but like got a lot of interaction, and I'll go, see who commented or liked, and I'll message those people. Sorry.
This is going on now.
Okay. But I'm really not scared to ask anybody. Good night. Love you. Yeah, I'll ask anybody, because I mean, like, I'm offering them an incentive, and the worst they can say is no thanks. But then you just move on. Oh my gosh, sorry, he knocked this down. Yeah, and you just move on and ask 10 more. You just have to kind of thick skin about it and know that it's a numbers game, and like you just want to get posts up, and eventually people will say yes.
Yes.
No, there wasn't. She was out of the room.
Okay, cool. So now I'm going to ask you, I've asked the other two as well, and obviously this is very important, but why do you think consistency is so important? And when you're brand new, what would you tell somebody that is maybe not seeing that success right away?
Oh my gosh. Consistency is so important. Like, I don't think I would be where I am if I hadn't been so consistent for the last 2.5 years. Because people have grown to know me, like they've grown to not just know me as the person, who sells it, works on their feed. Like, they know me, they know my family, they know every single time that we've moved, they know every time, something has happened in our lives. Like, they're invested in me and my story and my journey. And that's why they come to me, because they trust me. And you can't build that trust if you're not consistent. And especially when you're first starting out, people are waiting for you to quit. They know, like, you're probably not the person on their Facebook who's ever joined It Works. And probably most of the people have quit. Like, people are just watching you and waiting for you to stop. So like, be that 1% that doesn't quit. Like, be that 1% that shows up every day with their posts and surprises them, and like, let them grow that trust in you, because when they do, they're gonna come to you. They're gonna say yes to you because they have, because who wants to sign up with somebody who they're afraid is gonna leave it 2 days from now? Like, no. They don't want that. They want to know that you're there. They want to know that you're going to be there to help them and train them and guide them, and that you're serious about your business. Like, you're a business owner. So be serious about it, and show other people that you are too. And when you're consistent, it shows people that you're serious about it. And I don't know like where I heard this, but like if you went out in your yard and you like planted a carrot seed, okay, that carrot is not going to just like magically pop up out of the ground tomorrow, a full-blown giant carrot. You have to nurture that carrot seed. You have to water it. You have to, give it sunlight, all the stuff that you do as a gardener with a carrot seed. And over time, you're going to have a whole field of carrots probably, but you have to give it time and consistency to grow that. It's just not going to be overnight. So
I love that. I love that so much. And I think too, when you're brand new, you may get a lot of people in your circle, your family, friends who are skeptical, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And maybe they don't join or they don't buy from you right away. But they're watching you, and they're gonna see if you're serious about this. And as soon as they can tell, they're gonna be like, "Okay, tell me more about this." And it happens to everybody. So I love that so much. Okay, so leave us with one last thing that you would tell anybody. Any tip you got?
Well, let's see. My one tip that I had planned, Kara like stole the show with, so that was awesome, Kara. Your energy is so fun. So I have to think of another one really fast. I think it would be to maybe kind of twofold, but one, make sure you have a why and believe in yourself. Like, find something about this business that you love. Find something that lights your fire, even if it's just one thing. If it's a product that you love, if it's helping people, if it's the money, whatever. Like, find something that you love about it that lights your fire, and do that over and over again, so that you stay excited about it. And then I think the other thing would be, gosh, now I just totally lost my train of thought with it. But just trust the process of it all. Like, don't worry about, those tiny little setbacks. Like, just trust what these leaders are telling you. Like, they've been through it. They know if you just do it over and over again, like, you're going to see success from it. Just trust the process. It's not every day is going to be beautiful sunshine and rainbows, but if you just show up every day and you believe in what you're showing up for, it will work out. Like, you just have to keep going. There's been tons of times in my business where, an entire leg has fallen apart, or like everybody's told me no one day, or you feel like you have to start back at square one, or just like life is going on around you and you're like, how am I supposed to fit this business in too? And like all this stuff is trying to tear me down. But if you just continue to show up, the rest will come. You don't have to always know the how. You need to know the why, and let that why drive you every single day to keep going, because the how will work itself out. If you just stay consistent with what you're doing, trusting the process, and just continuing to grow. Just be open, and be open to learning and growing and making mistakes, because we all do. And just try better next time. That's all you have to do.
Oh my goodness, that was awesome. What a great way to end it. Thank you, Caroline. You're amazing. And congrats again on Triple Diamond. I'm sure it feels so good. So good. But yeah, I mean, you guys heard it from them. These ladies are double and triple for a reason. And so take what they said and just start. Take action, believe in yourself, and know that you can do anything that you want if you believe it and if you work for it. If this was easy, guys, everyone would be doing it. Everyone would be making nothing. I mean, really. So just work hard, get it done, and who cares about the no's? Go for the no's so you know your yes is coming. And stay consistent. Share your life. Share who you are. Get people involved in your goals. Promote your promotion so they can cheer you on and they can be a part of something that you're working for because they love you and trust you and want to help you out. So awesome. You guys are awesome. There was a few questions, but we've running out of time. You guys are amazing. Thanks again, you three. Congrats on your promotions. And my son wants mac and cheese now. So I hope you guys have a great night. This is recorded, so Christy will put that up soon. Okay. Bye, guys.